to get the type of media coverage we did, people saw me go on the stage for a few minutes. That may be the first time a lot of people have seen me. I can tell you, if I just got some, a local county commissioner and we did that, you wouldn't have had the media there. That's just the reality of the situation.
Congressman, when you take that endorsement if you take it into November in this very purple state where a third of people are independent, do you think that will be a handicap when you go into the general election in Florida?
So here's what we have to do in Florida is we have to build on the success we've had under Governor Scott, and there's a number of things we have to do that, one of which, well, a couple of which, are going to require us being able to work with the federal government. I mean, for example, I was the leader in getting the White House to approve the federal component to the Southern Reservoir. We have all these water problems in Florida. We have to be able to stop discharging water east and west, store it south, send it to the Everglades. Well, we need to get that thing funded and then accelerate it. So I'll be able to get that done. When we have transportation projects that the federal government's involved with, I want to get that done quickly so that we can actually get this to affect people's quality of life. So you're going to need, the next governor is going to need to be able to work with the administration for Florida, and if you're not willing to do that, or you're incapable of doing that, then you're not going to be doing the best that you could for Florida.
That was actually one of the arguments that Governor Rick Scott had, because he has a close relationship with the president as well. So why is it that Florida's leadership right now is not wholeheartedly supporting your candidacy?
Well, I think I actually have huge support. I mean, if you look at, I could dig out our polling numbers, but you look in Dade and Fort Lauderdale and Broward.
I'm talking about the lead, like governor or the attorney general, the cabinet.
Well, Rick has stayed neutral because I think he should stay neutral. He has a job to do, so for him to alienate any part of the party, I don't think he's coalescing the party. He's winning independents, and I think he's going to be our next U.S. senator. So I have no problem with how Rick's handled it. I think if I were in his shoes, I would do exactly the same thing he's done.
What do you think about the president threatening to shut down the federal government if he can't get funding for it?
Look, I think he should. I think that we in the Congress we should be funding this wall. And part of it is about illegal immigration, but honestly, for me, a big part is the drugs that are coming in. If you look, there's been a lot of focus on prescription, and that's been a big problem. Right now, prescriptions are actually down, and you have fentanyl and all this stuff coming in. This is very deadly stuff. I think we need security there. I think what he should be willing to do, I urged him to veto the omnibus last time, because Congress keeps doing the same stuff over and over again, and I think if he says, I'm willing to veto something, that actually would maybe light a fire under somebody's rear end and their keister for a change, which we need to do.
Congressman, can you disagree with the president on something? Can you pick something that what would that be?
Yeah, look, I don't agree with anybody on anything. Like everything on everything. That's just the reality. I don't know where he stands on a lot of state issues that I've been talking about in Florida. For example, I want to pass the amendment to make tax increases be 2/3 requirement. I don't know if he's for that or not. And there are things that we disagree with. Actually, one of the ones that affects the state that we disagree with is the internet sales tax. I'm not supportive of that. He's thought that the Supreme Court decision was good and thinks that that's something that can be done. So you call him as you see him, but I think the thing is what our voters want to see is, are you constructively trying to help the president succeed, or are you going out and kind of trying to undercut him? And so there'll be times when I talk to him privately about disagreeing on this or that. And he's very receptive to that. I think our voters don't like the destructive because in Washington, man, if you're a Republican and you bash Trump, you will get on NBC, you will get on CNN and Washington Post for sure. That's a very easy way to do it. Our voters don't want that. I think they want somebody that's more constructive, and so that's what I've done. But I'm also somebody who, my record's very clear. I'm very independent. I buck the establishment. I'm willing to buck entrenched interests. We've seen that here in Florida. One of the biggest subtexts of this whole race is the fact I'm one of the few elected officials who's ever been willing in Florida to stand up to Big Sugar, voting against sugar subsidies, not once but twice. They spent huge money attacking me for months, and Putnam has spent millions attacking me. Most of his money obviously is derivative from Big Sugar, but I did it because even though they're powerful, I got to do what I think is right for taxpayers, for the environment, our waterways, and so that's the type of leadership I think people want.
So is that what? Yeah. Could I just follow up on that?